If you're like me, you've probably wondered at some point or another while training your dog how you can maximize success in your dog training. It's a question that, quite honestly, I think everybody asks themselves at one point or another, but not everybody really knows the answer. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing something with you that will dramatically increase the ability for you to achieve success while training your dog. Whether it be teaching them some basic obedience commands such as sit, down, stay, or if it's something more complex such as having your dog retrieve your shoes for you in the morning. Whatever it may be, no matter how basic or how complex it is, this one thing is going to help you achieve success with your dog. Now, this one thing is that you need to learn how to create a proper learning environment for your dog. When you create a proper learning environment, you can enable faster learning when teaching your dog new skills and things that you're trying to teach them. Not only is your dog going to learn things faster when you create this proper learning environment, but they're going to be more eager to learn new skills when placed in that environment. Now, creating this learning environment is actually much easier than you may think, but in order to do that, you'll need something first, and that is the 6 key elements of a proper learning environment. Now, a proper learning environment can be broken down into 6 key elements that make up that learning environment, all of which are needed in order to maximize the potential for your dog to learn new skills and behaviors. So here are the 6 key elements that are needed for a proper learning environment. The first one is that you need to address the learner's needs. The second is that you have to keep it positive. The third is you need to provide feedback to the dog. The fourth is you need to celebrate their success. The fifth one is that you need to provide safety for the dog. And the sixth and final key element of a proper learning environment is that you need to employ interactive games and play. When all of these elements are incorporated into learning, then it produces amazing results. And in order to help incorporate these elements when teaching your dog, we need to break them down further in order to understand what each one of these elements really is. Now, looking at the first element of addressing the learner's needs. Prior to even beginning to teach your dog any new skills or behaviors, you first have to address their basic needs. Basic needs are biological needs that all animals strive for. These are things such as food, water, comfort, rest. Just like us humans, it can be difficult for us to learn when we're distracted due to us being hungry or overtired. By providing the dog with these needs and ensuring that their needs have been satisfied, you ensure that they're not distracted from anything in the environment and can stay focused on what it is you're trying to teach them. The second key element is that we have to keep the learning environment positive. During the teaching process, things should be kept as positive and upbeat as possible. Your dog should want to be there, learning with you, and trying to understand the things you are trying to teach them. If your dog associates negative feelings with that learning that you're trying to teach them, then they're not going to be as interested and involved in the actual learning experience that you're trying to get. By creating a positive environment during that learning experience, your dog is going to be more engaged and more in tune with what it is you're trying to teach. The third key element is that you need to provide feedback. Feedback is crucial to learning and is one of the most important elements of a proper learning environment. Feedback needs to be given to let your dog know when they've done something right and also let them know when they've done something wrong. When you provide feedback to the dog and they know when they do something right and when they do something wrong, it helps them, guides them, and puts them into the direction where you want them to be in the learning process. The fourth key element that we need to have in this learning environment is that we need to celebrate the dog's success. every time the dog does something right, we need to celebrate it. We as humans enjoy when people celebrate our victories when we get things right, and so do our dogs. They enjoy it when we appreciate them doing the right thing. We need to make a big party and show the dog that they've done something that we are very satisfied and pleased with. And this celebration of their success helps them in that learning environment. The fifth key element is that we need to provide safety to the dog. Learning cannot take place when the dog is placed in a state of anxiety or fear. The dog needs to feel safe. It needs to understand that they're in an environment that's not going to pose a threat to them in order to maximize their learning potential. This can take some time and is easier said than done. Some dogs may need to be exposed to a certain environment over and over and over again until they feel comfortable and safe in that environment. And this is often the case when acquiring a new dog and having them de-stress into your home. You need to give them that time so that you provide that safety for them before they can actually begin learning the things you're trying to teach them. The sixth and final key element is to employ interactive games and play in the learning process. This is probably the most important key element that is needed in the learning environment. The benefits that play has on the learning mind are quite literally endless. And when play and games are incorporated into the learning environment, it makes everything run more smoothly. The dog is much more acceptable to the things you're trying to teach them, and they're going to retain the information at a much faster rate than if you were to not utilize play and interactive games into that learning environment. When you apply these 6 elements of a proper learning environment during the training you do with your dog, you will immediately notice a significant difference with how they respond to your training. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did and want to learn more about how you can improve your training, you can gain access to my Dog Training Decoded Masterclass by clicking the link in the description below this video. In it, you will learn the 6 biggest mistakes everyone is making with their dogs and how you can avoid those mistakes in your training. The information contained inside of that masterclass has the potential to completely change the way you train your dog, and I promise you that you won't want to miss out on it. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, keep on training.